At ease, ladies. Officer Orca here with a quick update for you.
Men, the update you're about to see is 100% true.
Although as with any game development, things will change as we continue working on the game, so please keep that in mind moving forward. Soldiers who keep up to date with the Discord intel will know that our map editor and engine now almost supports custom Ace of Spades maps. Currently, the process is very hacky. Heyman set up the .vxl converter in about an hour, but it was done for, I believe, two main reasons. To show the Ace of Spades community that we're committed to the previous efforts made by talented map designers, and to show ourselves that our engine is actually capable of doing this. So here are some examples of maps that we personally love from Ace of Spades running in our Salt framework. So we've got maps like Market Garden, Normandy, made by Influx. He already knows this, but these are like top maps. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna show that one. Hillfort by Grandy. And I found some maps from other games, like, we got Halo's Blood Gulch, Counter-Strike's D-Dust, Unreal Tournament's Facing Worlds. I never really encountered these maps while I was playing the original Ace of Spades, but gotta say, it's pretty exciting to see these maps just working so quickly in our own framework. It was really exciting. There's no other way to put it. It was really cool for us to see this working. And I mentioned this on the Discord post, but if you're wondering about why the colors are so strange, it's because we came up with a temporary way of painting the voxels based on their height values. So voxels from 0 to 5 is like dark brown, 6 to 10 is a bit lighter brown, then it eventually turns to green, and so on. This is of course temporary. We just wanted to see that the coloring of the voxels work, and it was a quick and hacky way to just, take for example, a height map of Hoover Dam and just run it through and get some nice looking results. So I will eventually make an updated video showing the correct colors, so keep your eyes open for that. For us, it's really awesome that we have, the actual soldiers who made these maps in our platoon on Discord. So for me and the team, it was a really important milestone just to get these right from the get-go. Those of you with a keen eye will notice some discrepancies outside of the colors, some misplaced voxels and all that, but these should be resolved once the conversion tool is fully integrated into our map editor as one of its many core features. Speaking of features, check this out. So we can now load maps from the editor itself, which is really the way to go, because up until now it was hard-coded and it was just kind of a pain to work with. Look at these load times.
Nice.
Now I realize there's no loading bar, so please believe me, I didn't change this on editing. It just really, loads rather quickly. Look at that frame rate.
Double nice.
This will go down the more features we add into the game, but it's a solid jumping off point for assets, gameplay, and just, more features that will turn this editor into an actual game. So it looks like 2023 will be our alpha launch year, if things continue at this pace. Amir is now working on adding physics into the game, which will then be combined with an FPS camera to create the player entity. So by all accounts, that will be the first implementation of gameplay into our engine. Following that, we will add the shovel and the player model to test adding and removing voxels from within the game itself, and to test our 3D models and animations through our combined pipeline. We probably won't focus much on the map editor beyond this point, as creating maps from high map data is pretty much what we need for the alpha testing phase. So anything we add to the editor has to relate directly to gameplay, i.e. weapons and player animations, sounds, UI, and so on. But as we previously mentioned, game development isn't linear, so we might add a few things along the way if we deem it necessary. I'm really glad that we managed to get the Ace of Spades map working, but we really have to focus strictly on gameplay at least for the next 6 months and see where we end up. We want to get this game playable and open a Patreon as soon as possible. As for why this video is shorter and not in the usual devlog format, well, we just moved to a new apartment. Before the move, I had to take a ton of extra freelance work, and I mean a ton, just to cover the move, and so I worked myself to the bone, so much in fact that it would seem that stress has unfortunately gave me hyperthyroidism. This is something I dealt with when I was 16, swimming professionally, having to deal with a lot of stress, so this condition comes to bite me in the ass every time I'm, it's basically my body just yelling at me to relax and take things a bit easier. it does mean that I'm gonna have to take it easy for a while until my body cools down. This shit raises my heart rate. It puts me in a bit of a constant edge of sorts. So I already started treatment. Hopefully this thing relaxes sooner than later. So I think for now, I'll try something a bit more casual and regular. I'll write shorter scripts. I'll be taking less and less freelance work, and I'll try focusing on just making updates that are more casual, because I also know that we're going to have more things to show you in 2023. Alright then, that's the end of the briefing. Go back to your quarters and stay alert. And don't give me any shit about who has night patrol. Your ladies sort it out between yourselves. Got it? Dismissed.